So starting the test drive in this Prius premium plug-in hybrid, Toyota cracks me up with the names just changing their mind every couple years, like, oh, well, this was not the smartest name, so let's change it to this, and vice versa. This has been the plug-in hybrid, it's been the prime, it's been the premium plug-in hybrid. I can't keep up. So 26, the sticker says it's a Prius premium plug-in hybrid, but the key fob on the back of it literally says Prius Prime. So what are we doing? Regardless, the car is fantastic in terms of just what you get for the money. So much tech here with this premium, and then having the plug-in variant being able to get 550 miles on a full tank with a full battery, getting 40 miles on a charge there. And then with this one having the solar roof that helps charge the battery, it's just really efficient. And it's one of those things where if you were, I don't know, let's say the apocalypse was coming or whatever, you'd have the solar panels hooked up to your car directly to, you probably only go like a mile or two a day, but it's better than nothing if we didn't have any gas or whatever, so, or electricity, no grid. So if you're one of those doomsday preppers, you might want to look into this. But all in all, it's still, without the solar roof and all that, it's a freaking phenomenal car in terms of just what you get for the money. Just having the ability to go between the hybrid system and the EV system like I just did. You see the percentage, it's kind of hard to see with the steering wheel in the way, but you can see the percentage of the battery and then the range of the gas tank. It's just a very futuristic car, and the Prius has always kind of been that way. And its quirkiness has really paid off over the years because it's always been one of the most efficient cars that you could get since it came out. Even comparing it to EVs and things of that nature, especially with the plug-in variant, I mean, it gets better range than, I shouldn't say better range, but better MPGs with the battery than some other EVs that are just purely electric. But I think a lot of people, if their technology was as good as Toyota's, they really could have knocked some stuff out of the park with having a plug-in variant of some of their vehicles. So the Escape, which I think is about to be axed, that's one of the vehicles that really the plug-in variant is nice. It's relatively efficient, easy to drive, and those are the kind of vehicles that we should want in America. Something that still runs on gas, it sips gas, we can save money that way, but then also, if we can use the just pure electric vehicle technology, we can. Because despite what people might think, I mean, fossil fuels, they can't last forever. Especially not the rate that we use them, based on our population, our wastefulness and all of that. But this is one of those things that kind of makes the transition easier, if that makes sense. But I love the layout of the premium. I really like this dash here. It's an eye catcher. It makes it feel very expensive, but the buttons and the switches are still there. It's not all on the touch screen. And I like the display as well. It kind of gives me like that widescreen feel almost. And the shifter, when these first were introduced, I was like, I don't understand, but they've really grown on me, specifically with hybrids over the years. Now let's go ahead and put her into, we're in Eco now, let's put her in a Sport and see how we can get it up to speed getting on the interstate here. Not gonna floor it, but I'm gonna give it a little something. Here we go. Okay. That was pretty good. I wasn't flooring it by any means, but got up to speed very nicely. Now I want to give one more thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, if you want a 25 model, like a used 25, maybe an older body style Prius, click that third link down below. Same thing, takes a few seconds to fill out your info, and then I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But what we have here is a solid option for a vehicle in general, whether you're looking at a hybrid, whether you're looking at an EV, whether you're looking at a car, even a small SUV, really, with the capability you have here. This is just a really good car. And it's been that way for years, but specifically after the redesign this got, it's nice. That's the best way to describe it. It's just a nice car. In terms of the power you get here is great. The overall layout of the cabin is fantastic. The looks on the outside, of course, are great. And then the technology you have here as well. Rear camera mirror with the garage door transmitter there. The driving support 3.0 system from Toyota, or Safety Sense, I should say. And then just having the creature comforts of a windshield deicer, heated steering wheel, heated cooled seats, automatic wipers. It's just, this Prius premium really is premium. And really, as people kind of shy away from cars, it's one of the few options available anyway in terms of just a car that's getting close to 50 miles a gallon. Unless you're looking at, let's say, a Camry or something like that. But it's a great overall car, period. Whether you like EVs or you think they're, I don't want to say the devil, but you know, you think they're the devil like a lot of people do think, I mean, you'll like this car if you got any sense, I think. So, all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Toyota Prius Premium plug-in hybrid.